Hi there and welcome to Gaining Vision. I'm Melanie. Have you had an opportunity to subscribe to the channel yet? If not, take a second, hit subscribe, and please don't forget to like and share. Have you felt pressure before? Yes, you know that pressure that feels like something's hanging over you or pressing on your chest or shoulders. Pressure to do something, to get something done, or to find a job. Pressure to find a good relationship, to get married. Pressure from work by making sure you're meeting your deadlines. There's so many different types of pressures. And it can be very stressful. People suffer from panic and anxiety attacks because of pressure, headaches, migraines, as well as some people get actually physically ill. Some people even go to the extreme of having heart attacks because the pressure is too much. Some people find pressure from having to find the money to pay the bills. So what can we do to alleviate the pressure? There's some things that are simple we can do, and that could be something as taking time to meditate, or take time to breathe, go for a walk, get out of our heads, as we say, because the pressure may be from external source, but it's in our mind. It's always in the back of our mind. So if you know that your rent is coming up and you don't have the money to pay it, you're feeling the pressure. You know you have a deadline, it's coming fast. And whether it's the landlord or whoever that's knocking on your door, perhaps it's a mortgage payment and the bank is knocking or calling off the hook. Is it pressure from your loved one to get a job? Or is it pressure to have a child? Is it pressure to get married? There's so many things that could be pressuring you. Maybe it's from your boss to do more, to take your act or your game to the next level, making you work extra hours, making you ensure that you're bringing in the biggest possible sales. Whatever the thing that is causing you pressure, you need to have a plan, because you can't control those external factors. What you can do is control your reaction to it. Obviously, if you can't find the money to pay the rent or mortgage, you need to have a plan in place to get the money. If you have pressure from a family member or a loved one, you need to have a conversation with them and explain that, you know what, I need time to think about my decision. Or if it's your employer, you need to be able to advocate for yourself and say, listen, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Is there any possibility that we can get some extra help? Or can we just adjust the timelines? Being able to advocate for yourself when you're feeling the pressure is imperative, because again, you have control over how you react to it. Our human nature instinct is to feel, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? Oh, I'm so overwhelmed. Oh, and then those physical reactions that I talked about earlier manifest. But if you go, okay, I know what I have to deal with, and you put a plan in place, you have control. You're able to deal with the pressures. Now, what happens when the pressures just get to be too much and you can't do anything? You're at your wit's end. You're planning, everything you've tried is not come into place, it's not working, the pressure is still there. Well, then you need to make some changes in your life. Whether it's the people you're surrounding yourself with, your job, you need to find out what's important to you. What is your priorities? Obviously, we all need a place to live. Maybe you need to find a place that's cheaper, that's more your budget. Perhaps you bring in a roommate. There's a lot of options to help alleviate the pressure. When it's the people in your life that are causing pressures, 9 times out of 10, it's because they're also feeling pressures. So you want to have those conversations to find out what's going on in their life, what's going on in their minds. Is there a way you can work it out together? I'm not saying that you should run out and get a divorce. That's not what I'm saying. Have those conversations. They may be tough conversations to have, but again, you have control in making the decisions and acting the way you act to those pressures. Communicating with your loved one should not be a bad thing. It should be something you guys can talk about and solve together. Because let's face it, 2 heads are better than 1. During COVID-19, there's a lot of pressures. We're at home all the time. We feel that maybe you can't find work during these times. It's difficult. Maybe you're feeling isolated or lonely, and that's a whole other sense of pressure. Reach out to people. Talk to somebody about how you're feeling. Whether it's a professional, a friend, or a family member, you're not alone, and you don't have to go through these trying times by yourself. Pressure is something that's inevitable in our lives. In one way or another, it's always going to come to us. But once again, you can't control what happens externally, only how you react to it. So take some time this week, reflect on how pressure affects you and how you react to it. Put a plan in place so that next time you feel pressure, you're in control. Until next time, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share, and I'll see you next time.